Her name was Marta. We met at university. A classic story. She was bright, stubborn, always full of ideas. I was the quiet one, the shadow in the corner of the lecture hall, observing but saying nothing. She approached me first. She always did. And from that moment on, what followed were the happiest and most terrifying years of my life. Marta disappeared exactly 1 week after she sent me this message. Trust no one. No explanation. No period. No emoji. I read that message hundreds of times, trying to find a hidden meaning, a joke, anything. But something about it felt ominous. Dry. Dead. I tried to call her, phone off. Texted again, where are you? What's going on? But got no reply. A day passed. I went to the police. They said the usual. Maybe she went on a trip, needed a break. She's an adult. But after 3 days of silence, her sister, Vera, called. She told me Marta was missing. She hadn't shown up at work, hadn't visited their parents, and her apartment, completely untouched. Everything was there. Her phone was left behind. Keys too. All that remained was her last message to me. Trust no one. I started with her phone. Vera brought it over. She trusted you more than anyone, she said. I knew the password. I opened it and found nothing. No recent calls. No new photos. But there was one note in the app, created the day before she disappeared. If something happens, look for the truth in the red room. I had no idea what that meant, but something in me clenched. That tone, it was pure Marta. Her cryptic codes, her dramatic paranoia, her strange little rituals I used to brush off as quirks. Now, they were my only lead. I went to her apartment. Vera gave me the keys. Everything looked normal. Too normal. Her favorite mug was still on the table, with traces of coffee. A notebook lay on the floor, open to a page with the word observer circled several times. I searched the place top to bottom, then noticed something. The wall behind the kitchen bookshelf looked slightly different. Lighter. I pushed the shelf aside. Behind it, a hidden door. Narrow. Child-sized. I opened it. A tight hallway. And red light. The room was covered wall to wall in red curtains. No windows. A single blood-red bulb hung from the ceiling. In the center, a table. On it, a voice recorder. And photographs. Hundreds of photographs. Each one showed Marta. In a park. On a bus. Outside her office. At home. In every photo, a figure loomed in the background. Same one. A man in a dark hood. His face was always hidden. But the posture, identical. Always watching her. I pressed play on the voice recorder. They're close. They know I know. I can't stay silent anymore. If you're hearing this, I didn't make it. Don't trust anyone. Even those you think are friends. Especially them. Because none of this is random. I stood there, heart racing like a war drum. My skin prickled. Because I didn't know what was scarier. That someone had really been stalking her. Or that she had lost her mind. And dragged me into it. And then, my phone buzzed. New message. Unknown number. You're next. My fingers trembled as I held the phone. No name. No sender. Just one message. You're next. I was still standing in that red room, surrounded by photos, tape recorders, and a silence that now felt suffocating. I wanted to run. But where? To the police? They hadn't believed me before. And what if this was all just in her head? A mental breakdown, hallucinations, paranoia? But then, who sent that message? I took the recorder and some of the photos with me. The ones where the figure in the hood was clearest. At home, I checked the metadata on the files, all taken with the same phone, but not Marta's. Then I found another folder on her laptop, encrypted, titled Delta_log. I remembered. Marta mumbled something about a Delta log the last time we met. Something about a project. Secrets. I tried every password I knew. One of them worked. The folder opened. Inside, videos. Security footage. She hadn't just been watching herself. She'd been watching me. I saw footage from my building. Froze the frame. A hooded figure standing at my door. Holding something. The timestamp. 2:43 a.m. The date. The day after Marta disappeared. I realized I was already on the list. I didn't sleep that night. Sat in the hallway, clutching a metal pipe. Eyes on the door. At exactly 3, someone knocked. Once. Then again. I didn't open. But I heard footsteps fading. And a faint sound, like something being placed outside. In the morning light, I opened the door. A flash drive lay there. On it, a note. A gift from Marta. I plugged it into my laptop. One single file. truth_final.mov. The video opened with Marta, sitting in that same red room. Asterisk, if you're watching this, I didn't make it. They were close. I thought I could outrun them. But time ran out. You need to know the truth. This isn't just stalking. It's an organization. They collect data, record people, erase those who dig too deep. I found their server. Screenshots are in the archive. Names, locations, even yours. They already know you're involved, that you might speak out. But be careful. In this story, friends aren't always friends. Sometimes they're just eyes. If you disappear, no one will notice right away. That's the plan. Run or fight. But most of all, trust no one. Asterisk. The camera shook. A shadow moved in the frame. Someone opened the door. Marta flinched. Then, darkness. I knew what I had to do. Step 1, the archive. I went through her screenshots, IP addresses, chat logs, code names. And there it was, a real name, Veronica V. I froze. Vera, her sister, the same one who called me crying, the one who gave me the phone. I sent her a message. I know. Can we meet? She replied instantly. Of course. Come by at 7. Let's talk about Marta. I went, but I wasn't alone. In my pocket, a hidden camera and a recorder. The apartment looked normal, too normal, and her smile, too calm. Did you find anything? She asked, staring me down. A lot, I said, but I want to hear it from you. She was quiet, then picked up a cup of coffee, took a sip, and finally said, You know, at first I hated her. For digging, for poking where she shouldn't. But now, she smiled. Now it doesn't matter. I left when I knew I wouldn't get a confession. But I had it on tape. Her words, her face, her tone. A week later, I handed everything to an investigative journalist. 2 days later, they found his body in a river. I moved away, changed my name. I live like a shadow. No friends, no trust, no peace. But in my head, her voice still echoes. Trust no one.